Hello and welcome to another update video about Terra Luna. Terra Luna is doing really well today. It was at times nearly at $100 today, and I mean it's moving up together with the whole crypto market, but you can see that in the last 7 days we made 45% here, and Terra Luna is doing really well. I started covering Terra Luna on this channel when I think we were around like 35 or something US dollars. No, I think even earlier. I think it was actually back in August, wasn't it? Around 20. I can't remember, but definitely everybody who started following me and also invested with me or whatever, has some nice returns. And most recently, we talked here about my buy and sell orders on the Discord channel for all channel members. And there are a few things that I want to point out here. So with Terra Luna, the sell order today that was triggered, I think yesterday one was triggered just here at $74. That was just below the fib level here, below the previous high. Yeah. That was the previous high, not the fib level, but the previous high. And the next one was triggered today and pretty much exactly at the top. So I'm quite happy how it's going with these sell orders and buy orders, because for example, for Matic, when we bought exactly at the low, we sold at the top, took some profits there. With Avalanche as well today, $124. Sell order was triggered exactly at the top. And Luna as well at $96, the sell order was triggered. Fantastic achievement, I think, because this is perfectly at the high here. I mean, we came all the way up to 98, and if you can sell at 96, that is fantastic. And I did set the sell order in a way because, from the previous high, I simply used the next fib level, but also not only that. So I used the next fib level here at 1.272 at $98 pretty much. Yeah, just a little bit above that. I would personally never set a sell order at that level, because sometimes you don't get to it. Sometimes you overshoot, yeah, but sometimes you just don't get to it. So I'd always play it safe and sell a little bit lower. But also I considered aspects like being overbought, because this is now where we got to today. We came into the overbought range. So this was for me a clear sign that, when we were down here at nearly 50, was a clear indication that if we then get above the previous all-time high and to the 1.272, that we get into the overbought range. So it was, for me, it made absolute sense. That's also why you see some retracement here now, because we were just overbought. So we're still overbought. So I would actually expect now that we maybe come down a little bit more, maybe even come down to the previous all-time high. But I think we can see and we can expect further price increases for Terra Luna. But as always, certainly further price increases anyway in the long run. In the short run, we now need to be a bit careful. I think it can go higher, it could do, but we need to be careful. On the weekly, we are overbought, and I had a comment. A couple of days ago in one of my Luna videos where I said, when I made the video about Luna, and I think we were around $65, I said these are no prices where I would buy anymore. And they simply aren't, because I would buy lower. I would buy ideally when I see it turning around, or when it's just oversold. I wouldn't buy when we're on our way already, nearly in the overbought range. It's just not how I do it. Other people can do it, no problem. And I said we were just getting overbought on the shorter term time frames, and we did on the 4 hour, and we were on our way on the daily now into the overbought, which we now are. So I just said, we are getting overbought, and on the weekly we are overbought, right? And then the viewer said, if I consider Luna overbought at these levels, I just don't know Terra Luna. And that's not true. That's from a technical point of view, we are just overbought. And it's the same thing that always happens. It also happened when we were looking at, and I just want to open it, when we were doing sand. Yeah, sand did something similar, even more significant, right? But if we are here on the weekly chart for sand, and I did tell people, when we were at around $7, $7.50, we need to think about profit taking. And that was because we were here in the overbought range on the weekly. We were so much in the overbought range that was getting ridiculous. We were above 90, and then you can pretty much guarantee that a reaction will come, a correction will come. And we're doing that with Luna now. So, with Luna, the market can hold that for a while, no doubt. But I just want to warn people that we are just getting, we are just getting into the overbought range. We are on the weekly here, and that is just a sign to be careful. And if I would personally never buy into a overbought cryptocurrency. Yeah, because it is just a mindset thing. You always think it can't go down. It's just so strong at the moment. It just can't. But people said that about mana and sand a few weeks ago, and you know, from an $8 sand, we're now talking about a $5 sand. Yeah, for mana, from a like $6 mana, we're now talking about a $3.50 mana or $4. So it's just, it always seems that it can't come down, but yet it actually can. And this is also from the last, was it from the last video here, this Elliott wave count that I showed you, and it played out. You know, it didn't move that 3, but that 3 was exactly at the high here. So that worked out, and this is, I think, what we're doing now, probably coming from that wave 3 into a wave 4, and there we can expect a retracement. You know, from that wave here, we could come down here to the 0.214, $85, or even $75 here, the 0.382 fib level. These are 2 key support levels that we can expect now. I just want to, you know, to communicate. Basically, it's important to set, if you set your targets, place them maybe below fibs. You know, definitely, I think Luna can go up further. Absolutely, no doubt. Nice volume and everything, but we can now probably see a shorter term retracement in my view before we then carry on. Be on the side of caution. I wouldn't personally buy in now. It's just not what I would do. I would buy lower. Personally, if I was looking for a crypto now, I would go into other cryptos that are more undervalued. You know, there are plenty. I'm talking about some of these on this channel, like Quant, but that's, you know, there's so many. But Quant, obviously Cardano, which is not for everybody. I understand that. Some people don't like Cardano. It's fine. Solana, you know, even Ethereum is not that much overbought like Luna now. But you know, you can't compare some of these as well. I understand. It's just to communicate that I just wouldn't go into an overbought cryptocurrency. And however, I wouldn't sell everything now. So yes, a sell order triggered, which doesn't mean that I'm selling everything. So I try to dollar cost average out, being in there for the long run, buying low, being in there for the long run. If sell orders get triggered, that's fine. But I always sell only in batches. Sell order, I wouldn't sell 100%. So the next sell order is higher, the next sell order is higher, and that's how it works for me, you know. And just, yeah, we are overbought on the RSI. I think that's going to come down a little bit before we then probably see another move up. Yeah, like here in this wave 3 top that we've now had. In my view, wave 3 coming down then in a wave 4 and moving up in a wave 5. That could then take us to higher levels above $100, obviously. MACD on the daily doesn't show any sign of slowing down, which is positive. The fact that, or the assumption that we're now coming down a little bit is also confirmed here by the stochastic RSI. So we are in the upper element, you know, and I think we're coming down from here, as always happens, ups and downs. So we're now in the higher range. So I think we're now going to return down. And also here on the shorter term time frame, you can see now that we came out of the overbought range on the hourly, you're also already turning around here a little bit, and we already came down to 80, yeah, pretty much $85 already. So on the short-term time frame, you can expect a little bit of a move to the upside, but then this is less relevant. Also, as in the higher-term time frame, this is what I try to look at. Definitely, you know, the 4-hour, yes, which would suggest we could come down a little bit more, but the daily definitely, the daily is very relevant, and here we are now overbought, and I think here it now needs to materialize first, that we come down a little bit lower here. We need to, I think, otherwise the indicators wouldn't allow prices above $100, I think, because you're just too high from here, so you can't just push much higher. In the short term you can, you know, back here we also came into the 90 area on the RSI, but that's it then. That was it for sand as well, if you come up that much after such a pump. But I think in percent back here, that was even much more, because when we started back here, the journey from the RSI that was around 50, the price was around $3, we then moved up to $30 or something. There was like an 800% increase. There we moved from an RSI on the daily of around 50 to 90, yeah. And what we're seeing now here, from here to where we are now, that was only like 160%. Still good, but you know, there might be a little bit more scope to move up, but it's some point you get a larger correction then, yeah. So what we might see is that wave 4 play out, and then a wave 5 before we then come down in an ABC correction, in a stronger move down before we then go up further. But long term, honestly, long-term Luna is doing really well. I think it has so much potential. And I think even short term, we're going to see some increasing prices. But for me now to buy in, if I wasn't in Luna already, it would just be too much risk compared to the possible reward. Yeah, there are other cryptos I think that currently show a better reward to risk ratio than, for example, Terra Luna. Yeah, just my view. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.